Hi, I'm KB, and it's good to be back doing a sequel to one of my past lists, which was Top 15 Classic Sonic Stage Themes. I still stand by that list, so there will be no remaking. So we get into another style of music that took place around the Dreamcast and GameCube era that focused on more dynamic and rock and roll themes. Personally, this is the style I like to hear in Sonic the most, as it's more of my favorite kind of music, and can talk more about it, as well as my favorite games to come out in the 3D category of the Sonic franchise. I think I need to disclaim before anything else because it reduces what is known as false opinionitis. This list was hard, in the sense that it took a lot of thought for me to wonder which tracks I like best. There's rarely any track that I strongly dislike or even just dislike, and I do think that the music got better over time, but still, some tracks will stand out in certain games. I'm condensing this to top 10 because I feel there's no need to extend it. I have not much to say about anything beyond that. Despite playing as a few other characters such as Shadow, Knuckles, and Tails, I will leave their stage themes for another list. I will also leave out vocal tracks for another list, so apologies City Escape. And finally, yes, I will count Sonic Heroes in this due to it sharing a similar style to the adventure games. So without further ado, let's roll! I guess I don't hear much about this track, but I like it when orchestral instruments and rock can combine to create that symphonic feel. And this one really highlights the track for its ocean and sunny day-like ability. There's a lot of variation in the track and has quite an interesting intro to kick off the rest of the theme with some nice guitar solos. This might sound weird, but the verse does make the trio sound like they are special agents, but in a light setting, where they are on surfboards with sunglasses jumping across turtles. And that's why I like it. This was mainly a choice between Hang Castle and Mystic Mansion, and whereas Hang Castle includes that depressing variation to it and also the jumpy tune, Mystic Mansion incorporates that too, as well as much more. The bells that chime in the background give off that eerie and somewhat scary vibe, and to include it within a gauntlet of a level is pretty clever. That kind of 70s techno you'd hear, it has that too. Final is in this song's blood. The only reason I didn't rank it any higher was that it's kind of repetitive when linked to how long the level itself is. However, there isn't really any other song that can describe taking down a central fleet with style and mixing that with hard as hell titanium alloy robots to take down as well. I made that titanium fact up. I don't think I've seen a guitar remix of this yet, but if you please, much appreciated. Oh god, too jazzy? I don't know why I like this theme so much. Maybe it's one of those other kind of songs that sets the mood where the stage itself isn't very fast-paced, at least in the first part of it. Now I realize the saxophone and piano work really well together, and this song proves how much that fact stays true. I suppose it's the most individual track I've listed, but why only number 7? Who cares, that's still a high rank. Oh, remember this when you were a kid? Breaking Sonic out of jail and then running through this graciously crafted level with a theme that glorifies the sun in more ways than one? Yeah, me too! Except I didn't act like Shakespeare when I was younger. You find the light shoes, racing towards the rocket that somehow detects Sonic latching onto it. And who could forget boarding down the shaft or whatever it is. This song I will include too just because of how well they both mix together. In a nutshell, this song highlights Sonic's cool and carefree style with many rings to dash across. Right, let's reminisce the build up to this track and stage. You played as Tails and Eggman, who both had pretty sweet tracks to back them up, although their levels were quite annoying. Then having to endure Rouge's and Knuckles' parts, while having to go back and acquire the air necklace from Aquatic Mine. It was all over, and then Sonic's part kicks in, sliding down many slides. I was pumped, and this music, which amplifies the fact that it's a race against time, pumped me even more, so that afterwards my body was like lead. It was toxic. And then the Bio-Lizard was a buzzkill. Nice going. This is yet another surprising move made by Sonic Team, where they would have an okay track to be outclassed by a funky rock tune. And by the Sonic short sketch, I can now not get that image of topless Eggman out of my mind. Thanks for that. However, the disturbance is distracted by style and the race towards the final boss for Sonic's story. Whereas Final Fortress matched the theme around the stage, this one also does, but to me, kind of adds more fun to it. The riff, the heaviness, the bass. Ooh, the bass! Build up in one stage. That is all I have to say. The bass. Oh, more bands should have more noticeable bass riffs. Just sounds so funky and epic. I think that's what makes this track for me. The sheer amount of focus on the bass riff while adding a nice touch to the guitar riff. Quite relaxing, and it helps me sleep better at night. Helps me think happy thoughts about how if I overcome my enemies I can open up a new path. Good times that was. The stage itself, great, with the accelerating energy platforms. Bass. You know that feeling when you're in a rocket and you jump out 30,000 meters above the ground? Yeah, that's Egg Fleet. I know because everyone's been in a rocket. Skydiving then. What makes it even better is Sonic's speech before the level starts. Sends shivers down my spine and is without doubt my favorite stage in Sonic Heroes. Would you go skydiving to this music? Are you afraid of skydiving? Now you aren't. The fast-paced track goes well with the accelerating winds, while missiles point towards you and God, I want explosions! Okay, quick honorable mention. Skydeck, Power Plant, Lost World 2, Final Rush, Bullet Station. Everything else I like, but I like these better. Done. Wrong list. Ah yes, Egg Fleet should be number 1, save it. When I played Sonic Adventure 2, I saw that there was a Knuckles level, then a Tails level, then a Knuckles level, then a Tails level, then a Tails level, then finally! Pyramid Cave came to light! Even though it's a cave. Now you can honestly notice the similarities between this and Final Egg. When it comes to the two, this shares the feeling of infiltration that the level itself describes. It wasn't the best stage in Sonic Adventure 2, but it certainly had the best theme in my opinion. The classic rock riff, the Mission Impossible feel, and more bullshit that I can think of. Overall, every single theme has come extremely close, and I can say that this wins by 1 point. To repeat myself, this was a very hard list to decide on, and here's what I concluded. And the theme that shines out Ghosts to be a pest wins me over. So thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with this list, let me know what you think and be sure to follow the links in the description. Toodaloo.